We've said it before and we'll say it again that literally 2026 is the year for classic shoujo manga, because what do you mean we got another one? Hello friends, happy Monday. So very excited that you're here. So excited to be filming this video. I feel bad that I didn't mention or didn't even do anything for Otakon last weekend. I didn't think any major big publishers were going to be there, and I don't think they were outside of Dark Horse, but there were some really good licenses that came out of Otakon that we are definitely going to be talking about today, because I'm like, oh, yes, I should have been following more closely. I was not online at all, really, or at least very little during that time. But before we talk about all of that, though, I finally read the latest chapter of Magical Girl Dandelion, chapter 27. Man, I was like on the highest of highs. Things with Ibarra has been absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. And I'm like, wow, like this is so good. Like, yes, I'm ready. And then we got to the final page and I'm like, this is just devastating. And I'm over here like feeling emotionally gutted. Man, this series does that so incredibly well. Like I said, giving you on the highest of highs and then getting you to the lowest of lows. Like, man, I don't know what's going to come after this, honestly, because I just feel so heartbroken for a certain character, especially in light of the resolve that they showed and expressed. And I'm just like, well, hopefully the next chapter will leave us in a much higher mood, and a new chapter is coming later this week. So I'm thankful that I actually did get up on it and actually read it. And they were not the only one. K-Manga had a new chapter as well for 1,000 Years Behind the Veil. I recently featured this in my fantasy shoujo romance series, or I should say shoujo manga that has fantasy and romance. They uploaded chapter 14 and it was so good. But what was that cliffhanger? Like literally, what was that cliffhanger? I felt we were still in the middle of the chapter. I'm like, this is where we're ending. And it felt really good to see some downfall for some characters and see our main girl, see her happiness. And I don't really love that she's questioning of what she's feeling for her husband, if it's really love or if it's something more. I genuinely believe that she loves her husband a lot, but I can't deny that there might be something too going on with her body, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. I'm very, very interested in seeing how her husband is going to respond, because this is so new territory for our female lead. She's never done anything like this, and I don't know how he is going to respond, if it's going to be positively or not. I'm like, please let there be a new chapter next month, because there ain't no way I'm gonna be able to wait 2 months for a brand new chapter. Oh my goodness. But in the meantime, though, thankfully, there is a new josei manga. I believe it came from B-Love, and it's on K-Manga, and it has been very good as well. And that manga is The Sinking Moon in the Silent Night. Oh my goodness. It says it's a Far East Palace fantasy of love and conspiracies. I don't feel that even remotely captures all of the awesomeness of this series. I have read up to the end of chapter 6. Will say I don't like how they're doing the breakdown of 3 parts of one chapter, but it's really good that I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. So it's about our main female lead. Her name is Yui or Yue, and she is a artisan, a fragrance artisan. So like she's able to smell, I was gonna say smell these smells, but that's not accurate. But she's able to make these fragrances and blend them for the nobility, for the wealthy. But she has been like so abused in learning about these scents and how to create these fragrances, because she's sort of on a quest, or at least has this overwhelming desire to get the, I think it's the 100 scents is what it's called. And it's a certain list that has these incredible fragrances on there. And the person who created it wanted the whole world to be able to use it, not just for the wealthy. Because we see really early on that these fragrances can actually heal people if the artisan is able to craft the fragrance and blend the smells to create it. In all of this, though, the male lead has actually been hiding his real identity as a prince of this nation. And when him and the female lead were young kids, they actually met at a muddy pond, I believe is what it was, because there's some things happening with him and why he was like casted out. And so now they're working together to bring the sense for all of, again, all the people in this nation, for the whole world, honestly. But they have to get through these conspiracies that are happening in the main palace. The mom, his mom, the male lead's mom, oh my goodness. She reminds me, I cannot think of his name. I was trying to think so hard of it last night, but she reminds me of the villain that's in the Margrave's Daughter in The Enemy Prince. There is such a dark, like there's heavy darkness in terms of the art style where she has a lot of black, the way she's drawn, very scary and compelling character all at the same time. I'm just like, please don't get on this girl's bad side already worse than what you already are, which sounds bad because she's the mom of the male lead, but she'd be acting like she ain't even a mom to him. I was really upset about that. My mama heart was very triggered, but this story has been so interesting using the sense of smell and blending these smells. So yeah, really good. I would suggest checking it out. And if it's very important to you as well that we have actual human translators and letters, I am so very excited to say that the wonderful Jacqueline is the translator for this series, and I have been very excited about that because I deeply have enjoyed her work, and I'm like, knowing she is working on it, I'm like, yes, I will be there. I mean, even before I had seen her tweet, I was already gonna check it out, but then after I read chapter 1 and after seeing her share, I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. I'm planning to catch up on the rest eventually at some point. Now, let's talk about the licenses from Otakon. So, Omoe stole the show. Really, when they said they had a big license, y'all, they weren't kidding. The manga that they announced is gonna blow your mind, and that is Delinquent Detective. Y'all, I actually know nothing about this, but I know this is an old school title that people have wanted. I've seen it on classic shoujo manga lists. I've seen it on the list of like, this is so delulu, it'll never happen, yet it's happening. If you're similar to me, you're like, well, what is this? Because yeah, I had no idea. It's a legendary shoujo crime thriller, and when I was reading on Omoe's website about what this series is about, y'all, it sounded excellent. It's about our main female lead who is a delinquent. She has been thrown in to juvie for some reason, and I guess like she can't get out, which would make sense since she's in juvie, but the cops come to her and they say, hey, we'll let your mother go free from execution. Yes, I said execution. I thought she was just in juvie for something else. I'm like, what did her mom, why is her mom facing this kind of penalty? Like, how did we get here? How did we get here? But she agrees because obviously I'm assuming she doesn't want her mother, you know, to die or anything, and obviously she probably wants to get out of juvie as well. They say they'll give her the deal if she will go undercover and into these elite schools where the police cannot go, get to the bottom of the scheming that's happening among students, that's happening among teachers, and help them get these people behind bars. She agrees, and the cool thing is, I guess you would say her weapon of choice is a steel yo-yo. I said, girl, what? Like, y'all, I was just so mind blown again. I didn't know anything about this. I know there's a live action, and there's also an OVA or an anime, and I'm just like, y'all, where have I been living, under a rock? So I'm very excited about this. It seems really good. I was totally mind blown that it has 22 volumes. Like, wow, that is massive for a classic manga. Now, you might be saying, Laura, that is great, but Omoe, as we know, it is a digital subscription service. Yes, you are correct. So it's going to be digital only, but they did have a tweet replying to somebody that if they can find a printing partner, they will make it happen to the best of their ability. So hopefully it will do really well on the website, that there will be printing partners interested and will want to print it. Now, this is not on the theme of Otakon, but I just have to say, because I didn't realize this, I don't know what happened and why I didn't realize this, but they are also the, I guess you would say, publisher of a manga called A Snow Fox in the Northern Fort, I believe it, or in a, yeah, A Snow Fox in the Northern Fort, and I was very surprised to see that you can go and read free chapters. They have the first 4 here for free, and it says unlock every chapter by upgrading to premium. But let's say you're not able to get the premium, even though it is $5. Now, I'll admit $5 can add up really quick because I am in a position right now that I'm not able to do that, and that is why I'm bringing this up, because if you look here below chapters, it says you have 1 free chapter pass remaining today for this series. I'm like, can I get chapter passes for each series? It sort of reminds me of K-Manga and how they do the ticket system, where you have a certain amount of time, you use your tickets, you can read certain things for free. Y'all, I had no idea. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if I realized this in the past. I genuinely don't know. I thought Omoe was just everything was locked behind premium except for maybe like a chapter or 3 chapters, and then that was it. But I'm like, I could read this for free? Y'all, I might do a first impression maybe later this month. I don't know. We're gonna see, but I'm definitely gonna be checking it out because I was really excited. I'm like, if I can use a chapter pass a day, there's only 2 chapters that are locked, chapter 5 and chapter 7, which is gonna be free on August 6th. Like, I need to get on it. I need to get on it because I was really curious about this series. So I just had to insert that really quick because I was so very excited. But let's go and talk about Manga Mavericks because they also had some licenses at Otakon, though this first one isn't necessarily a new license, but if you're a fan of Shikishis, yes, this is going to be for you because this Sword of Peros is actually getting an exclusive Shikishi on Manga Maverick store. So if you pre-order the manga through their website, you're going to be getting this. I'm really hoping that that means there have been a lot of pre-orders through their website, and that's why they're offering this stunning, beautiful Shikishi. I mean, I love it. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I was really excited to see that. And on the theme of classic shoujo manga, and then we'll go back to Otakon licenses. If you saw, I don't know, we talked about it earlier this month that Fire, a classic shoujo manga, is getting physically printed in English. Well, I came across this tweet here showing that it's also available on other book retailers. So if, you know, at the time you just weren't able to, you're like, oh man, have I missed out? No, you can pre-order on Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, BAM, and of course their website, Uncivilized Bookshop. I also wanted to mention this because I also know several friends who have a Barnes & Noble's membership. So, you know, if you want to pre-order it during their next pre-order sale, this is a great opportunity to do this. I have asked Books A Million to already add this manga to their sale, so it is currently 20% off, and if you order $100 worth, you can stack that with an additional coupon and get 20% off more of the sales price already, just to, you know, pitch that in there. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I was one of those people who did miss getting the pre-order deal and have been trying to find a way of like, how can I get free shipping? Because, you know, shipping just keeps going up and up. Yeah, but let's get back to Manga Maverick. So they had the Shikishi board. They had 3 other licenses, I think. The one I wanted to feature and I was most excited about is Town Walking with Ghost Dog. This sounded really interesting. I even looked into it on some website and saw the opening. No, it was on Twitter. It was on the creator's page, and she had a few different pages on there, and it seems really good. It seems to be a travelogue of Japan, as it says, as seen through the eyes of a lone traveler and their ghostly canine companion. Pulling triple duty as a guidebook, memoir, and manga, Town Walking with Ghost Dog takes on the streets of Japan with picture book-esque artwork framed by the personal experiences of the manga creator. I do want to mention, too, I want to highlight this tweet right here. It says, dude, what the heck? This is by one of my favorite Pokemon TCG artists. Y'all had no idea, which really explains a lot of why there was such detail in the backgrounds of what I had seen on the creator's Twitter page. And there was also a really touching note or message from the creator saying the inspiration for this manga and how it came out of the pandemic and how walking around town really helped them battle loneliness and depression. And honestly, was reading their message that really had me like, you know what, I'm gonna go look into this because I'm very curious as to what all this entails. It seems to be a one-shot and it seems really interesting. So I'm hoping and wanting to definitely get it if budget allows. Now, there's one thing that didn't come out of Otakon, but actually San Diego Comic-Con. So Draw and Quarterly seems to be, I don't really know. I guess they publish manga, but they also publish a bunch of other things, and they did have 3 manga licenses, so I thought I'd just briefly mention them in case you were interested. I've never heard of any of these, but the first one is One Woman and the War. Apparently this was already licensed, but they were just sharing it again for those interested. Seems to be, this is during the final days of World War II, so I'm not, again, familiar with this. They did show some of the artwork, and it looks really interesting, so I would be very curious to hear more about that, though the one I was most curious about is Marmalade Princess. I tried to find information on this creator, and I could not find anything. Doesn't even say what it's about, just says the urban slacker novella Marmalade Princess marks reclusive Monica their English language debut. The art looks very interesting. I'm always excited to see some colored manga, so that was very exciting to see. The last one, which a lot of people seem very excited for, is Lady Hokusai. I got the impression that this has maybe an anime or a movie or something. I did try and look into this one. I know the person here says that they do like it, and it seems to be about a daughter of a farmer who's an artisan, and it's her story. I'm sorry if that's not fully accurate. I'm very bummed that the OP here did not share what the blurb was about, or maybe it's not even him, it's just the publisher didn't share a blurb the same way that they shared one for the other ones. But yeah, it seems very fascinating, and we'd be curious about that one. I think the Marmalade Princess is the one I'm most interested in. I don't think they said any release dates for any of these, just who the translator is, which unfortunately I'm not familiar with. But yeah, I just wanted to share that for those interested because I got the impression these are older series. But let's talk about a newer series. Well, it's actually an older series, but it's getting a reprint, and that is Dankin Daisy. Our wonderful bestie, Mary Manga, has come out saying, hey, we have this situation. We got the reprints for this series. series, so let's talk about it. As it says here, recently reprinted was volumes 1 and 2, older prints still in titles, volume 4, 6, 7, 9, and 13, but the tentative reprint dates was the one I was very excited about because 10 and 11 are the 2 volumes I have been missing. So at this point, with the information Mary Manga has given us, and like they said, if nothing changes, we are getting all of Dink and Daisy pretty much reprinted for any volumes that have been out of print. So if you've been wanting to collect this series and you didn't want to pay big money for it, which I honestly do not blame you because same, bestie, same, then this is going to be wonderful news for you. I'm very excited because I'm like, now I could read the full set I have and I don't have to worry about reading digital or buying the digital volumes, which is something I really didn't want to do because I'm like, I've got the whole set thanks to graciously friends gifting it to me, and I'm like, I don't want to just buy in the middle. I guess I'll be like first world problems, honestly, because I should be more grateful that we have the digital volumes. So I'm very, very thankful we are getting this series reprinted in light, I'm sure, of the upcoming anime. So from far away, where is it, Viz? Come on, let's already go and reprint those and give us a brand new edition. So yeah, hopefully fans of this series, or at least readers who want to check it out, are very excited. One last little bit of manga news though, before we talk about the anime news, is Glacier Bay Books actually came out and said, hey, we're gonna have some open pre-orders here for some manga that are, or at least books that are coming soon. They may not just be manga. If you have been interested in their books in the past, or you like supporting them and enjoy the books they put out, definitely go let them know what you prefer. Would you prefer to pre-order on Kickstarter, their website? Is there somewhere else that you want to pre-order? I did let them know that I felt myself leaning towards Kickstarter. Mainly that's because that's all I've ever used with them, except for this book here, which I was very excited to see on Books A Million's website. I got it on a massive deal. I was very, very excited when Books A Million was having their, like, it was a really good sale that they were having for their manga, especially when you stack that bad boy with a coupon. I went ahead and pre-ordered it, very much looking forward to that. So outside of that manga though, I've only ever pre-ordered through Kickstarter. So yeah, you can go let them know, but we'll definitely be talking about what books they will be having, and they're not the only one because Sendai Books came out and said, hey, we are also going to be having 2 new manga coming in English translated by them. I have checked on their Twitter page to see, hey, is there going to be more information of when this will be, and I have not found anything. They did ask reviewers though, and any websites, if they were interested working together, to reach out and contact them so that they could work with them to do the reveal. So we'll be talking about that as well. So very exciting to know we have things that are coming. Same with this very exciting anime news. Oh goodness, I was so excited. Honestly, that day was like a double whammy. So the first one that's an actual anime is Twisted Wonderland, the episode of Savannah Claw. It has been officially announced. We got a new key visual for it. It's gonna be coming this December. I'm like, yes! I'm so excited. I really, really love the key visual. I know a lot of people were really bummed that we did not get you on the cover because, or on the key visual, excuse me, because based off of the manga, if that is what they are following, we actually have a female Yu. If you've watched the first season of Twisted Wonderland, Yu's on the key visual. I'll show it right here. And he's a male. So we would be following a completely different Yu in this second season. And nobody knows though, are they going to follow the game where Yu is the complete same because we're Yu, or are they going to follow the novel, which has the same Yu throughout, or are they going to follow the manga where it alternates between male and female for each of the episodes or each of the books? I'm very, very curious. Again, though, I was not too put off because I love how everybody looks. Jag, Ruggy, and Leona, they look fantastic, and I'm very, very excited though this next one. Oh my goodness. So I knew there have been works of, I'm pretty sure it's a Kdrama. I knew there had been works about it because I had seen it, but there really hadn't been anything official, but now there is, and that is The Remarried Empress is coming this fall to Hulu. Not really sure about Disney Plus. Oh, it says, yeah, Disney Plus and Hulu. Y'all, I am overjoyed. I am overjoyed. This is my favorite manhwa. I get so unhinged. I asked my husband, I said, hey, so when it comes out, I said, if we can get Disney Plus at the time, I said, will you please watch it with me? Because I want somebody to be angry with me at these characters. And I have seen where people shared about the different actors who are doing the different characters. And I can just say that the one doing it for the Emperor, y'all, I already don't like him. Like, he looks like he's doing the role so well as an actor that I already don't like his character. And hopefully it makes sense because no hate towards the actual actor at all. Just, man, they chose somebody who seems really, really good. So I am so excited. I was like, oh my goodness. Getting one of my favorite manhwa. I would say this is in my top 3. I love it. I get unhinged and just can't get enough of it. Oh my goodness. And then getting to some Wonderland as well. I'm like, man, this is just fantastic. I am eating, friends. friends, I am eating. But this next one, I mean, I'm still eating because I absolutely love the manga of this, and that's Recurring a Mafia Dating Sim, which might sound a little bit familiar because just this past Thursday we did a shoujo quiz on it, which was really, really exciting. But the news came out from the creator saying that the anime for it has been confirmed, and I was like, wait, what? I'm like, wasn't this already announced that we were getting a Recurring a Mafia Dating Sim? Now, don't get me wrong, I was excited to see people celebrating that it is officially confirmed because I'm like, yes, I want it too. I want it too. But I did a little bit of research into this because I didn't see a single person mention like, hey, wasn't this already officially announced? And it was in November of 2025. I went down the loophole finding the original tweet by Sensei, but I did see it only said it was in progress, and we did talk about this in a video because it was in the video title. Same with Girl Crush, they got announced the same week, which was like surreal. But yeah, so now not only is it in progress, but officially has been confirmed. It is happening, it is coming, and I'm like, I will be there. I'm very, very excited to see these wonderful characters on screen because when I was rereading parts of the manga for that shoujo quiz, y'all, I just fell in love with the series all over again. I am so very, very excited. And that is not all. I haven't actually watched this anime or read the manga, but Banana Fish, we talked about recently as well, how it's getting an official dub. It's going to be on Netflix. None of that AI dubbing that Amazon Prime was trying to do. No, no, no. This time, though, not only was announced before that we're getting an official dub on Netflix, now there is a company that has come out and said, hey, we're actually going to have Blu-rays available in the US, the UK, and France. I was like, oh my goodness. And it says it's going to be available in early 2027, according to this article on Anime News Network. So if you are a big fan of Banana Fish and you really love the anime, you're going to have the chance, I guess, to finally own this, because I don't think there has ever been a point where you could physically buy the actual anime, Blu-ray or DVD, but now it's coming, so I had to definitely share that because I was really excited for fans of this series. And then one other thing that I'm super stoked about, it'll be our final bit. It's not related to anime, it's a cover reveal. Oh my goodness, volume 11 of The Remarried Empress. Y'all, Iris Press has outdone themselves. The artist has outdone themselves. Never in my wildest dreams, or at least past me, would believe I'd be so excited to have a Rashta volume cover, but she looks amazing, and I truly have such a change of heart for her character since I've read the entire manhwa in fullness on Webtoons. And like somebody said, when it came to the K-drama, there's gonna be so much hate for her. I'm like, I'm not gonna be ready, because I'm like, if you could just see how things unfold later on, you would just feel differently. But really banger cover. I love it so much. I mean, I've loved all the covers, but this one I could say is probably one of my favorites. It's really, really good, and love this look, this aura that she has. I mean, goodness, makes me feel a little bit scared from my heart here, but y'all, I cannot wait. I'm very excited that we are getting physical volumes again. Like, thank you, Ice Rose, thank you. So lots to be excited for in this video, lots of exciting manga and anime that is coming. But I would love to hear from you, friends. What are you most excited for or interested in? I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!